What's up, everybody? Before we get into tonight's episode, wanted to thank my partners of the show. The first one being Latitude Outdoors. We're having Alex Chopp on tonight. If you guys need any mobile hunting gear, go over to latitudeoutdoors.com. Make sure use the code BTE to save you a little bit of cash. If you need some saddle gear, their carbon SS sticks, a platform, packs. They got my favorite pack on the market right now for whitetail hunting. Go over there, latitudeoutdoors.com, and check them out. Go over to ASIO Gear too if you need some more camo. It's going to be cold here pretty soon, real cold. You need some late season gear. ASIO Gear makes some great late season gear. Go check them out as well. Also, all the codes for my partners are in the description below, so don't take my word for what I'm saying here. Go check those out. If you need some stealth strips, make sure all your gear is quiet. Go over to stealthoutdoors.com. And also, Hawke Optics. I'm getting ready to go on a couple rifle hunts here coming up real soon. I got their scope on the top of that rifle. It's shooting good, man. Those things are awesome for the money. Great option. The binos, the rangefinder, they got something for everybody in any price range. And then finally, Razor Broadheads. I was just talking to Dave from Razor Broadheads. I got to get some 250 grain heads because I got me a new longbow that I'll talk to you guys about, and it needs 250 up front instead of 200. Anyway, if you need some good single bevel heads, go over to razorbroadheads.com and check those out. They also have a double bevel, wide cut 150 head that I'm shooting out of my compound. Thanks for all my partners of the show that helps me make this show possible. Go check them out in the description. Now, let's get to Mr. Alex Chopp. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show. We got Mr. Alex Chopp on tonight. How's it going,
Good to
man?
be here, Jack. Hey, it's good to be here. We finally made this happen. I appreciate you having me on.
Oh, yeah, man. This has been like, I don't know, probably years in the making now. You and Kevin were on like maybe episode, dude, like probably the first 5 episodes I did of this show. You guys were on. We were hunting with Dan in Wisconsin in that Fort McCoy.
Yeah. Yep. I remember that. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was a long time ago now. So
yeah, January, right before ATA.
Yeah,
it was so cold.
Oh, so cold. Like unbearable in the mornings, like -20. I mean, just real bad.
Yeah, I remember one morning I was like, Kev, I'm not going. It's like dangerously cold. I'm gonna wait. And he's like, I want to go. So I dropped him off, and I remember dropping him off thinking to myself, like, like I'm a little worried about this, to be honest. Like him walking. It was so cold, like dangerously cold. I just remember it. So, but it was horrible. Beautiful. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And it's like guys that hunt in those like late season. You see on TV guys hunting like in box blinds and deer coming to a cut cornfield or something. But like when you're mobile hunting on public land, it's impossible almost to do anything.
It's a different game. And Kev's a little sick in the head. He really, it's like an adrenaline rush for him to be freezing cold. So I'm not built for it anymore. I'm getting old.
Same, dude. I live too far south to be hunting in the cold weather anymore.
Yeah.
It just doesn't get cold here anymore. I mean, it gets 30 now, but it's rare we get like those really, really cold weather during the deer season. But we end in, first week of January. If I went into February, it'd be a different story. But
yeah, well, yeah, we're going down to Missouri on Saturday, and I'm looking at the weather, and I'm like, what the hell? It's like 70 degrees.
Yeah, I know, man.
Yeah.
Yep. It's cold today here. It was in the 30s this morning, but it'll get back up into the 50s today, and it'll be like this all deer season. It rarely gets colder than this, it seems like, until you get into January and February.
Yeah. Well, hey, can't complain about that.
No, I like it. I like sweatshirt weather. So
yeah, I'm a warm front hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't hear that very often. That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah.
How things been going to Latitude? Anything new and exciting going on over there?
Oh man, there's always so much going on over here. Just looking, like I said, I'm at the warehouse right now, just looking around, and just always so many moving parts going on, and new projects and new people, and it's just we're having a lot of fun and thankful to still be around.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you guys have done a great job in that market that is challenging.
Yeah, it's very competitive, and you always have to keep going. It's always a race to what's the next thing, right? And there's just a lot of smart people involved, competitively, right? There's a lot of smart people behind these companies, and you gotta keep pushing. So, but it's good. We love it. We're having fun. It's energizing. So, we couldn't be more thankful.
Yeah, for sure. I got a question for you that, you can answer however you want to, but this, it seems like anymore with companies, like marketing and content is super important for growth. Like to get your name out there so people can see you, what you do, what you're about, see your personalities. Like you guys at Latitude have a personality now, like whether you know that or not, but like, it's like people know Alex Chopp, and I mean, they know you guys from Grit and just seeing you out and about now. I don't know how much you pay attention to this stuff, but like this little like small movement that goes on in the hunting world where it's like the don't put anything on social media and screw these companies that market, hunting. And then it's like, on the other hand, though, it's like, but those companies that don't do that don't exist anymore. Like they're not prolonged. So it's like this yin and yang of like, well, what do you want? You gotta figure out what's working in the industry. And this is what works, whether that's good or bad, whatever. Anybody can argue that, but I don't know. Did you have any thoughts about that, being a business owner in this space? I don't get to talk to very many business owners.
Yeah. Well, I think that if the marketing comes from the right place, it's good and it works. And I think that, I think people are really good at seeing through fakeness. And I think, that's where we're very lucky, right? Because everything that we're doing marketing wise, we would be doing anyway.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? And so that makes it very easy for us. We get to go out there and just be ourselves. And I think that that's why it's been working. And, to that point, I think that customers want to know who's behind the gear. Like, if you think about anything in life, if you need advice on something, or if you have to make a decision about anything, that decision's always easier if you have input from people you trust. And so I think that that's where the marketing, air quotes, comes into play. You have to introduce yourself to the people that you're trying to sell to. Otherwise, it just seems like there's this almost Wizard of Oz type situation going on of people trying to make money off it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my take on it. And in the content stuff and media in general in the hunting space is actually very important to me outside of sales, right? Because I believe media plays a massive role in the future of hunting. I think media is the main driver behind what happens to the hunting community. And so I think it's very important that it's done in the right way, just in terms of setting expectations, mainly for new hunters or inexperienced hunters, encouraging burnt out hunters to maybe get back into it. That's all media. That's just how the world works these days. So for me, it's a little bit bigger than just marketing to sell product.
Yeah. Well, it's not even these days, Alex. Like, it's always been in media since media has been a thing, right? Like, whenever magazines were popular, deer hunting magazines were popular. Whenever TV was popular, deer hunting TV was popular. Whenever YouTube's popular or whatever,
yes,
now it's popular. It's just, I think we have this false sense of nostalgia for the past, that this didn't happen, and obviously everything, maybe it's grown more, or maybe it hasn't. I don't know. I don't, how many people were subscribed to Field and Stream in the 1980s. It may have been a bunch, percentage wise of hunters, but it's like, it's interesting. And I like this podcast called Bear Grease. Clay Newcomb does it. Yep. And he was talking about this, a while back ago, and he put it really a good, like, I hadn't thought about it this way, but like he said that, if hunters don't get on social media and tell their stories and show how they're having fun and what this sport's actually about, someone else is going to tell the story, and we're not going to like it. It's going to be either, anti-hunting or people that don't know what they're talking about or whatever is going to have input on what's going on in the hunting world. And he's like, if we don't do these, marketing essentially, with meat or being probably the biggest in the industry, who's going to tell that story? It's not going to be us if we can't, so
I could not agree more with that. I mean, you have to, someone has to have a voice and a presence. Otherwise, if you don't have a voice and a presence, you will disappear. Whether you're a company or an organization or whatever it is, if you're not present, you're gonna disappear.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and I think it's probably the vast minority of people that are causing issues on social media, or people get a bad taste in their mouth. But it's unfortunate, but it's just the way it is. Is like those bad examples get pushed around the internet because it's clickbaity and whatnot. So.
Yeah, and I mean, you got your bad apples, right?
Yeah, sure.
In anything,
in anything, tennis, tiddlywinks, whatever, poker,
yeah. But that's why it's just important that the bad apples get overwhelmed by positive presence. So,
yeah, for sure.
That's how I think about it.
Yeah, I brought all that up because I was going to tell you, like, dude, this the series of Grit that you guys have been putting out, whatever, the last 2 years or 3 years, I guess, are it's been the best stuff on the internet, dude.
Oh, thank you.
Like, I watch all of them. I guess I don't pay attention to growth or anything, but you guys you're doing it right on that series. That's very entertaining and it's done well.
Thank you. We really appreciate that. I mean, there's an incredible amount of work that goes into it. Everybody involved is just incredible, right? D-Rock and Aaron and Corey and Joey and everybody. It's just there's so much work that goes into it. We really appreciate that.
I can't even imagine, dude, because this is a curse of being a guy that when you know how to edit, you start like watching videos on your editing timeline. Like, I can see like cuts, transitions, whatever. I see that in my mind sometimes, especially if I try to. Like, I can watch a video and like watch it through an editing software almost. And sometimes I watch your guys' stuff like, dang, dude, there's so much work involved in this show. Like,
it's mind blowing to me.
Yes.
But I mean, D-Rock edited the show all year. I mean, it took 12 months basically to edit the show. And that's just because there's so much footage that has to be processed. And then when you lay out the story, right, then you got to go through and pull it all together and make it look pretty, which he's so good at, and Aaron too. But again, it just goes back to our first conversation. I believe it's extremely important. And with Grit specifically, the focus is really on setting proper expectations for hunters. I think that one of the things I've noticed is that, maybe this has probably always been the case, but we've painted this picture of utopia for the hunter. And then when they go out there and it doesn't happen the way that they were shown, they kind of get discouraged. Right.
Yeah.
And I think that turns a lot of hunters away. They go out and try it. I'm going to try that. It looks sweet. And then it doesn't work. And something bad happens, make a bad shot, whatever it is. And it's just so discouraging. So that's something we've tried to do with the show, is properly set expectations.
Right.
Even people like us and you who's hunted for a long time, we make mistakes and things don't go the way they should, blah, blah, blah. And we're hoping that helps the newer guy.
Yeah, I think if you guys haven't watched it, it's worth you can start watching from season 1. You'll get to know everybody and fall in love with the show. So, but yeah, something else you guys have got good at is killing deer on there. Like, you guys have killed some slammer deer on that series. Now it's not just going around and screwing off with your buddies, and you guys have been killing some big deer.
Yeah. Well, thank you. We do, we take it very seriously. I mean, from a business perspective, we invest an incredible amount of money in the show. We really do. And so we take it very seriously. And like I said, fortunately for us, we're able to go out there and just be ourselves because we've always hunted this way. So that's a huge advantage, right? Like it's effortless on the hunting side, not killing the deer, but we're not changing anything we've been doing. So that's helpful, obviously, but we just running around to all these different places. You just learn so much. And you can kind of see the snowball effect of it because you start pulling in, how this is, you pull in experiences from these other places and these other scenarios. And then some place that you hunted in the past looks totally different to you because of that other experience you had. And then it just, decisions are easier to make.
Yeah. What are some things you've learned over the years doing all these hunts now, Alex? Like what are some things that made it snowball for you?
There's a million different things I could list out, but the biggest thing that has changed for me is decision making in terms of making a decision, following through with it, and not getting caught in that spiral of, I think I should do this. Oh, but maybe I should do this. Maybe I should do this. I think that the biggest thing has been when you have endless options, quickly deciding where to sit and putting yourself on a path to get to the right spot as fast as possible. And again, that's just the style of what we're doing. And you too, when you go on these trips, right? You got 7 days, 5 days. So you got to go. And so I think that exercise has been incredibly beneficial for me. I used to sit and stare at the map all night, over and over and over again, just staring at the map. What if this, what if this, what if this? I don't do that anymore. I put an X on the map where I'm going to go in the morning, and I put my phone away and I go to bed. In the morning, I get to that spot and it is what it is. And then you make decisions based off of that. And it's helped me tremendously. It really has.
Yeah. I think I'm guilty of this big time sometimes, but like the analysis paralysis, like where you just think yourself into a corner that you are, and then you start making horrible decisions or second guessing yourself.
I think it's a confidence thing, Josh. That's the biggest thing I've learned is it's just a confidence thing. If you be confident with yourself, and I think it's accepting the outcomes too, like eliminating that stress of, God, that didn't work. I used to be pissed off, like, God, why didn't that work? It was so much work getting back there. It should have worked. That's totally gone. I don't look at that. I don't look at it like that anymore. I look at it as, I went back there. It didn't work. Great. I can cross that off the list and move on. So it's just kind of a mindset thing.
Yeah. Well, I think the quicker you learn in deer hunting that it doesn't work, like, dude, if you think about it, it never works almost. Like if you deer hunt all year and you get an opportunity at like 2 nice bucks a year, that you're an elite hunter. And like the rest of the time, it doesn't work. And it never works out almost. And then 2 times it works out a year, or 1 time it works out a year.
Yeah. And I think that's it. That's the biggest thing I've learned is accepting that and accepting and embracing it actually as part of the strategy, the process of elimination strategy, and how quickly and efficiently can you do that? That's been the biggest thing for me.
Right. It can be tough, especially because I get a lot of, probably every week or so, I'll get someone that messaged me about, I'm going here and there. Got any tips for me? And like also something that I think people don't realize is like when you go somewhere new, it could be Kansas or Iowa or wherever, it's like your expectations are probably too high also. Like you probably have, you think wherever you're going is going to be better than where you're at, at your house or around where you're hunting. It's like, man, it's going to be a struggle. I mean, you definitely get lucky and bounce into something big, especially in those states. But like, I don't know. A lot of people would ask me, like, how do you kill so many deer out of state hunt? I'm like, well, I shoot a lot of like 115-inch deer. Like I don't like my expectations are like I just a nice deer, you know.
Yeah.
I think that's another mistake people make is like they get some kind of weird fantasy in their head that I'm going to go hunt public land somewhere and it's going to be awesome. It's like,
yeah,
probably not.
That is so true. I mean, expectations, and that's something that I experienced in the past too. I remember the first time we came down to Indiana.
Yeah.
I was like looking at the map. I'm like, oh God, this is going to be awesome. God, we got our butts kicked.
Oh yeah.
And we've had our butts kicked so many times. I continue to get my butt kicked constantly. And it's just a different mindset. It doesn't faze me, doesn't bother me. We even leave trips unsuccessful, and it is what it is, you know?
Yeah.
And I think what it does is I think that stress of killing something depletes your energy. And I think so keep your energy high. That is a huge part of being successful, is because once that energy tanks, you got a problem, because you're just not your decision making gets hurt, and it's just a spiral downward, in my opinion. So
yeah, for sure. Well, I think what you guys got going for you with as far as your energy, your group seems real tight too. Like you guys seem like you're pretty good buddies, and everybody that helps whenever you're with someone that you click with too, because you can kind of keep each other going or bounce ideas off each other. That's important.
Yeah, it's very helpful when you have others around you that are, you know, injecting some positivity when you're down.
Yeah.
It's just same thing on any team in anything.
Yeah,
right?
sure.
So
yeah.
And just having fun.
Exactly. Yeah. What are you guys doing? Where are you all going this year?
So we're going to Missouri on Saturday.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to that. Talking about expectations, I have zero expectations. I've never been there. We got one of our friends is letting us hunt his farm.
Nice.
So obviously that's a treat for D-Rock and I.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's some public around too that we might check out. It's, you know, not a huge farm, so we'll see what's going on, but going into it with a totally open mind, because we've never hunted in the area. We've never seen the farm. So all the same stuff, which I prefer it that way, but it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Where have you guys, you've already been somewhere, haven't you? Where else have you guys been this year?
So we went to Nebraska. Yeah, we went to Nebraska for the opener. And that was a lot of fun. And then I hunted Ohio for 3 days for the opener, very unsuccessfully. Ohio has my number, dude.
Yeah, I get it, man.
That place is just a thorn in my side.
Are you in northern Ohio? Like, are you just buzzing over there? Where are you at?
No, okay. We go down south in the hills, and man, I killed the biggest deer of my life down there 5 years ago or something, and I just can't get it done since then. I'm like cursed, and it doesn't bother me, but it is something I want to get done someday. But so we went to Ohio for the opener, had a lot of fun. And then we were in northern Michigan for 5 days, and then we just went back up there, just got done up there, and we killed on the first morning somehow. So we were done there quick, but and then Missouri, and then I got another Michigan tag, so I might try and do something local. My wife is extremely pregnant, so so it's time for me to be close to home.
I get that for sure. This is your second one, right?
Third.
Okay, third.
Yeah,
that's a full house now.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy. So I got a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old.
Yeah,
so we'll have a 3, a 1, and a 0 here in January. So I don't know what's going to happen at the house. It's just The problem is my wife is so good at the stuff with the kids,
Yeah.
and it's like it's it's a lot for me to keep it all together. Like they're quick, they're
Yeah.
quick, and so it's funny. I get my butt kicked at home
Yeah.
by all three of the women, and then this third one is a boy, so I'm
Oh,
excited
thank
about
goodness.
that. Yeah, but balance out the estrogen a little bit.
Yeah, after on the testosterone levels there will be more even, I guess.
Yeah, I told my
Um,
wife. I told my wife last night. I'm like, our house is like a women's locker room right now. Like that. That's how it feels. It's just like what the. It's just
well,
crazy.
I'm the opposite. My wife is in your shoes because our house. I've never thought about that, but like our house is just littered with like monster trucks, Legos. Yeah, like boys' clothes everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I mean, I wouldn't trade it for the world, but it is an
No.
interesting environment for a guy like me to be in.
Oh, it's funny. Yeah. How's it been like traveling and stuff with the kids at home? Is this something that you?
It's really hard.
Yeah, I struggle with it.
It's really hard. So I've done well, first of all, hunting in Michigan has helped significantly. Yeah. For the 3 years prior to this, we've done very well. We had the camp with you in Michigan, right, in that first year, but
yeah,
we've traveled a lot, and we've done that for a few different reasons. First, it interests me. I have an incredible passion for the exploring part of this. That's what gets me up in the morning, is going to explore something I've never seen. Mm-hmm. And I spent so much time hunting in Michigan when I was younger that I just had this itch to kind of get out and explore. And so for the past 3 years, that's what I've done. And so it's kind of nice to come back and hunt. I moved to the other side of the state in the spring. So now I'm kind of back where I grew up, and I'm hunting some areas that I didn't get to hunt when I was younger. And so that's been a lot of fun because it feels new still.
Right.
And so that's helped balance things at home a little bit. We've gotten a little better at doing shorter trips, kind of quick hit trips. Part of that's because we're getting old and can only last for so long, know. But it's a challenge. Fortunately, I've got my parents over here. Her parents are very helpful, and we just manage through it.
Having a community around you is important, or a village, or whatever they say.
Oh gosh, yeah, we got like a whole country around helping us. So yeah.
Well, you're gonna need it with three under three there.
I'm hunting so hard. I'm hunting my butt off this year because who knows, might be my last. Yeah.
Well, yeah. And then it goes by, and then it's like in 10 years, it's like you're back to having time again.
I know.
Because they won't, once they become teenagers, they kind of don't. I don't know. You're not as cool to them anymore.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and they're just. Again, I wouldn't trade it for the world, but they're just needy right now.
Oh yeah,
their whole life revolves around us, and and I want to be there too. But we're making it work. It's been okay. Spreading things out has been helpful. That Nebraska trip being so early helps the schedule because you got that one big trip, 3 days in Ohio, and then in Michigan throughout October, and then a week trip in November, and it's. You can get through it.
Yeah. I kind of drew a line in the sand with shows. I'm not doing shows anymore. Like it just wasn't, what I was getting out of. It's like, okay, I'm going to be gone during hunting season a lot. I couldn't justify being gone in the summertime for 6 weekends or whatever,
We've done the same thing.
Yeah.
We were really light on shows this year. If we had to do a bunch of shows, it would, just like you said, it would have a huge impact on how much I'd be able to be gone during hunting season. Yeah. So I basically save all my time. I'm basically home every day all year. until hunting season.
Yeah.
And then I got the 6 weeks where, things are a little dicey.
Yeah.
And then I'm back. So,
It ain't so bad when you think about that way.
Yeah, well, that's what I tell my wife. She doesn't exactly have the same view, but
yeah, in the moment, it's always real fun.
Yeah, I mean, we're surviving. My wife is incredible. I don't know. Well, none of this would be happening without her. So
yeah, for sure.
I owe a lot to her.
Sam in the same boat there. Not very many wives would put up with it either.
I know.
So
I know. We always joke. She's like, it's really ridiculous that you went out and made your job hunting. Because now I'm like, I got to go to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever completely convinced everybody that's what I'm doing out there.
Neither have I. Neither have I. But I keep trying.
I'll be like, my sister lives down the road here, and she has 2 boys too, and it'd be like, hey, can you watch the boys Wednesday night or whatever? I'm like, I really need to make a video. Like, I need to go out and hunt and get a video for this week. I'm like, I can't, whatever the case is. It feels like I'm going hunting, or
I know.
like, oh, you're going to go hunting instead of watch your nephews. I'm like, well, no, I mean, yes, but
yeah, it's, in their defense, I understand that it's hard to understand, but
yeah,
all you can do is try.
Lucky us, I guess.
Yeah.
That's funny. Your guys' Method 3 that came out, I'm a big fan of that saddle. I like it a lot.
Well, thank you. Yep.
What goes into the development of this stuff? Like, I'd like to know some of the behind the scenes stuff of like how you guys get something. You guys had your, the Method 3 came out this year. Your Lone Star came out last year. Both were kind of hits. Like, what goes into like from start of a saddle to the end product there?
Yeah. Well, it starts with something that we call a design statement. And so, take any product, right? So, we'll use the Method 3 as an example. For the Method 3, we looked at the Method 2 and said, how do we want to change it based on customer feedback, right? And some other factors, but mainly customer feedback, our feedback from the field. And we write a design statement that lays out basically what we want to accomplish at a high level. So for the Method 3 specifically, there were 2 things. One, we wanted to make it the most comfortable saddle that exists. Wrote that down on a piece of paper. 2, we wanted to make it as easy as possible to use with it being a 2-panel and the magnetic system. So if you look at the end product, you see the interior padding, you see the uniform panel construction to eliminate those pressure points. And that hits the mark for make it as comfortable as possible. And then, if you move down to goal number 2, which was make it as easy to use as possible, you see the continuous magnetic strip, so you don't have to align the magnets, and you see the drawstring system so that it automatically aligns and snaps up into place. So now to get from design statement to end product to fulfill those statements there's a million different things that happen in there. Jake and Matt Tompkins and Kev, those guys do a great job of kind of going from design statement where we're all involved, giving our input. This is what we want to do, right? I'm on the sales side, so I get to say, well, this is what I want to say about it. And they take that and translate it into something that can be manufactured at scale at a cost that works for the business and the consumer. And then you have your end product.
Got it. Okay. And what's the time frame? Like, how long did you guys work on the Method 3 for?
That it varies, right? Sometimes it's design statement, bang, 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 easy, done. And obviously we'd love it to work that way every time, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
And then other times it'll take a lot longer. You can kind of feel when a product is at a good spot and ready to go. And so that usually is determined by, after the design statement, you have a series of prototypes that get made and tested.
Yeah.
And like the method 3, for example, you're looking at between the time that we did the design statement and the final product, you're looking at probably, what would that be, 9 months, roughly for that specifically. But again, it varies a lot.
Yeah.
It really does, because some things are easy to make, some things are very difficult to make, like the carbon SS sticks. Those things took 3 years. So,
Yeah.
but that's a very complicated technology. It's a new technology. It's an application that's never been done before. So there was a lot that went into that. Not to mention the new manufacturing technique that we weren't familiar with. So we had to learn that. So there was a lot that went into those. So it just kind of just varies based on the product.
Yeah. Those have been the most pleasantly surprising thing I've ever used. Like, whenever we started working together, I kind of told you, like, hey, I may not use those. Like, I don't know how I feel about those things. You know, they're not metal. I was like, I may just use my beast sticks. And you're like, yeah, that's fine, but I'd like for you to try them out. And I love those things. Like, they are, it seems like they've gotten better with time, or at least mine. Like, they feel like they've gotten quieter, and just, of course, you get better at using them too. Probably what it is. But
well, yeah, you get used to them, and you know, everything just gets better over time, right? The manufacturer starts to run parts. There's so many tweaks to those processes, you know, especially with the sticks, right? Because the sticks, the way in which they're made is totally dependent on heat and pressure, which determines your mold flow and all that stuff. And over time, that gets optimized right to spit out the best performing part.
Yeah.
So, you know, there is that kind of optimization going on behind the scenes with those.
Was that stressful releasing something like that?
Incredibly. I mean, we bet that we bet the house on that. I mean, we those sticks, if those didn't work, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and when we first shot parts of them, you know, well before they were launched, they didn't work. And so we had to spend every last dollar we had on redoing the tooling. We had to do a redesign, which, you know, cash flow wise, right? Cash is king with everything you do in business. And we were running out of cash.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it was very nerve wracking.
Man, so, I can't imagine. I think about that a lot, like with whatever you want to say, tree stand manufacturers or saddle like that's a rough one. That's a rough product to bring to market, you know, just because you're you know, you can kill someone if you do something wrong, you know. That's tough.
Well, so, you know, there's the business stress, but then the stress of the product itself and keeping people safe, because obviously that's the top priority, because if something happens, you know, you don't want something to happen to anybody, you know. So it was very, very stressful. I can't say I wouldn't do it again, but you know, hopefully it's not as stressful as those were.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I get what you mean. Well, man, it's kudos to you guys, because like you had all that stress or those unknown things to innovate. Like, it's easy to just go ahead and make another climbing stick that everybody else sees, you know, whatever the cookie cutter type climbing stick, you know, that would have been safe and all this. But it's like to develop and design something that's new to the market and better, like, you got to take a leap, and you guys did for sure with that product.
Yeah, well, thank you. And I'm very lucky because, you know, two of my best friends are two of the smartest people I know. And, and they're wired like that, right? They don't want to, they have no interest in coming out with something that is, for lack of a better word, boring, right? Or something that's just been done before, right? So they're constantly searching for the new thing and better ways to do things. So I'm very fortunate to have them as friends and business partners.
Yeah.
But it's important competitively. You have to do something, you know?
Well, and also if you see, like, in the industry now, like, there used to be and this all kind of got rolling. There was people that there was a saddle. People just made saddles. And there was people that just made tree stands, and there was people that just made, some climbing sticks or whatever, But like, if you don't have a system now where you have your kind of the total package for people, it's kind of, it just seems like that's not a very good way of going about it anymore.
Yeah. Well, it's just, I think it goes to the buying experience for the customer.
Yeah.
Because to us, all of this stuff is very simple, like the system and all the pieces and parts and pieces, right? But to the average hunter who's hunting 2 weeks out of the year, 3 weeks out of the year, they don't think about this stuff year round. Like, and so when you try and tell them like, hey, you need this, and this, like, you got to make that easy to understand.
Yeah.
Otherwise I fully understand it. It can be confusing. So people are looking for a system.
Yeah. My cousin just bought a mobile hunting setup for himself, and he is not he has 4 kids, and they're all kind of little older than what our kids would be at, but they're from 17 down to like 8 years old, and he didn't get to hunt very much. And I was out here like teaching him, and he was just you could tell he was like, holy cow, dude, this is kind of a lot. Like, well, you got to do it a few times and you'll get it.
Yeah. It takes some reps.
Yeah. It's definitely not like just going and climbing up in a ladder stand and sitting down, but also it can be pretty efficient too,
Well, once you get it down, it's awesome, right? Because then it's like the leash is cut, and you can just get after it, hunt wherever. You pack your stuff at the beginning of the season. If you're like me, I know I would love to eliminate scent, but I just know it's not going to happen, so I don't even try. So I just, I leave my shit in the truck. It's all set up. I can just hop in the truck. I can go hunt wherever I want. And so that's, I would hope that's a little motivation for some people to get the reps in and learn it, because it just opens your world to an incredible amount of opportunities.
Well, what happened with my cousin was last year, maybe in the year before, I can't remember. He has like a 50 or 60 acres that he owns by his house there, and he just has ladder stands and stuff set up, and there was a buck that kept coming out like 100 yards down where he could see it come out, and it came out like 3 nights in a row on him. And I was like, dude, I said, come and get my crap and go in there and kill that thing. And he never did. But then this year he's like, I need to get something to where if that happens again, I'll be ready. I'm like, yeah. So
it's a huge asset.
Oh, even if you just have a 40-acre piece that you own, and that's about all you hunt, it's nice to have that option.
Yeah. Surprise the hell out of something.
Yeah.
I love when you look at, I'm sure you've experienced this, but sometimes these deer, like they seem so surprised, if they eventually get you or you shoot them, right? Like, it's like, man, they had no idea, it's like they weren't expecting anything coming in there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man.
I always love that when that happens.
Oh man, it's cool.
Yeah.
Especially when you're doing on I did that the other night. There was just a group of does came in, and I was only like 8 feet off the ground, and they were like literally underneath me, and they're finally just like, they freaked out. Mature does, but I was like, man, if this wasn't the rut, I would have probably shot one of you, or too close to the rut.
Yeah, well, there's something to that element of surprise. Like, once you go into an area, I feel like they're so aware of their surroundings. Somebody said this to me, and I can't remember who this was, but D-Rock brought it up the other day. But it's like, could you imagine if somebody broke into your house and was sitting in there hiding? Like, you'd probably sense something, and we're not nearly as aware as they are. So it's just, I always think about that.
Well, just think about this. Like, that's what we're trying to do with these deer, right? Is like get into their house. But like, well, think about if you could smell what
that's what I mean.
That's like, it'd be like the equivalent of people like walking in your house and screwing all your crap up, And then you'd be like, what's going on in here right now?
Yeah. They, I truly believe that they know, and it's like, I think about myself with like headlamps and stuff and walking down a big ridge with the leaves off. It's like, gosh, these deer are like it's like I'm waving. Hey, what if we were here, so I don't know.
I
It's
know.
fun.
I know. Yeah, who knows if I think it's just deer dependent, but some people claim that stuff doesn't bother them, and others say that you got to use a red one or a red light. And I mean, it's hard for me to believe a big light doesn't set them off in some way. But
well, I don't know if it necessarily bothers them, right? I just think that they know that there's something there.
something not
Like,
natural.
like it's like something weird, something weird happens in your house. You're kind of like, what's that? Like you're walking around the house a little different,
Yeah.
So who knows?
I'd say no. Our physical scent on the ground probably bothers them more than the light did that morning or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. Especially me, I stink. I got spit and Zin spit all over the place, and like they know I was there.
Oh yeah. Oh man, it's pretty funny to talk about scent control with people too, like because there's such a vast difference in how most people as deer hunters think about scent control, and it seems like both ways work. At the end of the day.
Well, it's like my take on it is like obviously if you could eliminate all your scent, you'd be better off. But I don't think there's anybody who's ever totally eliminated all their scent.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my take on it. I mean, they have such powerful noses and they're just so aware.
Yeah.
And I think we just stink. I mean, we got shampoo, all this stuff in our lives that smells unnatural.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I get so tired of all the stuff in deer hunting too. Like I get tired of it,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it really complicates things too, which is a big turn off for me. I'm like, I can't. Fuck. Geez,
I can't. I'm not gonna.
Like I'm just trying to
get about touching my dang.
I'm just trying to get my gloves. I'm lucky if I get to wash my stuff. I don't need to like have separate soap and like.
Yeah. I'll get all these totes and whatnot.
I've tried it.
I have too. I have given it a valiant effort before. Like, I've done the John Eberhart thing, trying to do all that, and just there's nothing that I haven't got sucked into doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Same here. I mean, that's what it's all about, though, is finding what works for you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Some people will think we're insane for not doing something,
Yeah. Yeah. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Because we probably are a little bit, you know?
Yeah. For sure.
And also it's very dependent on how you're hunting, like me and Paul Bashura were on here the other day talking about trail cameras. He wanted to talk about trail cameras specifically and about how they affect deer and how you place them. And like, it's pretty crazy the amount of like comments you get about like, you guys are idiots. Deer don't care about trail cameras. And I'm like, well, what are you hunting at? Or like, what are you doing here? Or are you hunting a private farm? Or, I mean, like, what are you doing? Cause Paul's talking about in Pennsylvania or New Jersey on the public land out there,
Yeah. I got a lot of evidence to prove that some deer really care about trail cameras.
Yeah, for sure.
In recent years, I haven't run them. Like I've barely run them. And it's kind of, there's two big reasons. One is just the way we're hunting, right? Like we don't ever have time for them to just go soak, or it just doesn't make sense to run the trail cameras.
Right.
But also these deer are like, some of them are just so sketchy. They hear that click in the camera or whatever it is. And I've seen it before where they just freak out at the camera, and especially the big bucks.
Yeah.
Those deer, those things are amazing. With the camera, to me, the ones that I've got on camera are amazing. Like most of the big deer I've had on camera are literally staring right at the camera, and then I never see them again.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Probably because I'm placing them wrong, like you guys were talking about.
Maybe, but dude, I think people think I'm crazy, but like, or some people think I'm crazy. Like, I still think cell cameras mess with them differently too. Like, I just think there's something going on there a little bit.
I'm on the same page as you. I mean,
Yeah.
I really am. Animals are just incredible creatures. I mean, they all have these different ways of communicating and sensing things, and they're just, they're really aware of what's going on,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
How much, this is a little bit of a change of topic, but how much are you guys messing with like timing as far as your out of state trips? Or do you guys just set it up like this is when we're going? Uh, how do you guys go about that? Like, you guys go to, like, I'm going to go to Nebraska early because it's obviously the opener, but I want to be in Kansas this time of year. I want to be in Missouri this time of year. Or do you guys just all kind of try to fit it all in November?
No, I think about timing a lot.
Okay.
And so Nebraska is a little different because that early season hunt, in my opinion, it's very important to get there before they start shedding velvet. Um, because I think during that process of shedding velvet, I think they're very uncomfortable and they're acting weird and they're just not acting normal to a certain extent. And so for that early season hunt, I've tried it later in the month and I've gone back to we need to be there the first.
Yeah.
Just to hit that window before velvet starts coming off. And then from there, I'm a big moon believer.
Okay.
I am. And that's solely based off of observation in the field. And so I look at the moon a lot and plan a lot of trips around that.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
So how big a difference do you think the moon, like if you can quantify it, how big of a difference for you is it? Like, is it a no-go? Like, you don't hunt when the moon's not right?
No, I always hunt.
Okay.
No,
you're not like that
no.
that dedicated to it.
No, but like if I'm able to line up the moon with some good weather, like I will do that as much as possible. And now, we try not to plan our trips. We try and just get to, you go, Nebraska's planned, but once we get to October, it's pretty much a blank slate for the most part. Now,
just based on weather and
yeah, I try to leave it as open as possible so that we can look at the weather, look at the moon. Obviously, we know what the moon's going to be, when it's going to be, but I do want some good weather too. So, I look at timing a lot based on weather and the moon after that first trip. And then now once we get into the rut, things kind of just, like if I've got a full moon and I'm off the rut, I'm probably going to be hunting more midday, but I'm still going to be on the trip. So,
right.
That doesn't have as much of an impact, but,
are you an all day sitter in the rut?
No, I can't, I'm too old. D-Rock refuses to do it, but I will, I should rephrase that. I don't like to sit in the same spot all day. I'd never ever do that. I will hunt all day though. I love doing that. But I just believe that you need to be in a different spot early in the morning, midday, and in the evening. I think those are different. I think you got to move. I used to sit all day in the same spot. I look back on it now and kind of think, I think there are locations where you can set up and do that and it makes sense, but I don't think it's the most efficient way to do it. That's just my opinion on it.
Yeah. So what are you looking for in morning versus evening? Like, why would you go ahead and just move around?
Well, in the morning, I want to be in the bottom, and then in midday, I want to move up, and then in the evening, I want to be in the bottom. So, and that's just a very general statement, but like I don't want to be up top when I don't want to get set up top before the sun comes up and sit there and wait for the sun to come up and all that. Cause I know that in my opinion, if a buck's going to be coming up that way, they're going to be below me and get me. And I've been got too many times, and again, that's how I do. that's how I make all decisions. It's not it's just based on observation and adapting as things happen to me out there. So anyway.
Yeah. So in the bot, so you're thinking like, so you potentially would move 3 times throughout the day if you had to, if you were going to like section the day off in 3 portions, like early, midday, late, or evening hunt.
Yeah. I'd be in the bottom first thing. And again, that's just because I have seen time and time again, those deer walking the bottom, at first gray light, walking the bottom right before they come up. And even if they're up top in the morning, I still have seen them be up top in the morning and drop down before they go back up to where they want to be during the day. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. That's where I'm at with it right now.
Oh, it makes sense. I mean, that makes sense. And then the midday, if you're going to find one cruising, it's probably going to be cruising the tops, like on top ridges and stuff.
Yeah, and then midday, if it's during the rut, midday on a sunny day, I want to be up top because you can get pretty bulletproof up there a lot of the time.
Yeah.
On certain days, so I always look for that. And then in the evening, for me, the evening is a little bit different than the morning. I think that I truly believe they're going to, to some extent, drop down, but I do think you can kill them up high if you get close enough to them, wherever they end up bedding down. And again, we can talk about this a million different ways depending on where we are in the season. But, D-Rock and I aren't very quiet. So getting in tight to them bedded up top is usually a struggle. I've also seen so many the big deer be in these open areas where they're just like looking over a whole, they're looking over a whole drainage. They can see 500 yards, and I'm like, God, we're never going to,
no,
you got no, and I've spent so much time trying to do it and failing. So,
it sounds like you've become fond of hill country stuff.
I love the hills.
Yeah.
I think it's more predictable than flat ground. I think it's hard, but I think it's more predictable. So I think it's hard to execute in the hills, but I do think you can at least get in the right spot and then kind of cross your fingers and hope for the best.
Yeah. That's a good point. Because like the hills are the thing that makes the hills difficult is obviously, you talked about it, like vision. Like they can usually see a lot farther in the hills. And then obviously you got the thermals and the swirling winds and everything else that comes along with the hills. But there is like very specific terrain features that they like in the hills,
Yeah. And we've seen that so many times in the field. Like I can't it's just such a strong pattern that I can't ignore it. And there's certain variations to it, blah, 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 but it seems to be just very consistent when you get some steep stuff.
Yeah. I don't really have hills is all I got around here really to hunt. I mean, as far as public goes. So I love it. I wouldn't want any other terrain to feature, I think.
Yeah. Well, and you got down by you got big hills though. And so, like, I guess what's interesting is when you get in those areas where you have multiple levels, like you got almost multiple hill systems, if you know what I mean. It's not just one hill. It's not just a bottom and a top.
Right.
It's, that's hard. That's tricky.
Yeah. There's a big difference between like the rolling hills of wherever, Iowa, and the hills I hunt around here. It's borderline mountainous terrain in some areas,
Yeah. And my favorite is when it's steep, but the hills aren't so big that you got like multiple communities of deer living.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like some of those hills, it's just like you get up to the top of the first hill, but it's the bottom of another one. And so that's tricky.
Yeah.
But
yeah. That's why I think the guys out east that hunt in those mountains out there, like those are the most dedicated, like hardcore guys, I think, because that terrain's so severe. The deer, I mean, there's big deer out there, but they're not like, a 130 is a nice deer out there. I mean, 130 is a nice deer anywhere, but like they truly love deer hunting because they're not really chasing many booners out there, where it'd be like real motivating to go. And then the terrains are extremely hard. There's not, there's a lot of people that hunt around them and all that. So I got a lot of respect for those guys out east.
Yeah. Well, and I think it takes a lot more time to find the deer, I think, in that scenario, when you got multiple levels and it's just so big and so vast. And where down by where you are, it feels like that a little bit to me.
It is.
Like it's big and it's vast and like, so it takes more time.
Yeah. And we don't have our population's not real high either. Like you're not seeing 5 or 6 deer every time you go hunting. Like it's like you may see 5 or 6 all week.
Yeah. Yeah. And do you feel that the deer are more nomadic down by you?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I don't, that's kind of one of the like questions currently in my head is like, sometimes it seems like the deer stay really tight to an area. And then other times it feels like they're just roaming around, like we got a spot here in Michigan that my buddy hunts and he's kind of like, we talk all the time. And I mean, he runs cameras pretty religiously. And I mean, he's got deer roaming and I'm talking first week of October, right? We're not in the rut and they're just roaming around and it's hilly, big terrain. And I don't know, it seems like those hill deer, they just.
Yeah. I think there's a couple things going for down here. It's like, it's severe enough around here, the terrain wise, that it does keep people away. Like your average person is just not going to go into some of these places because they won't be able to get the dang thing out,
Yeah.
So I think that helps with the deer being able to be a little more wandering, like just because maybe they don't get as many people that walk through there. But then you got all the other issues with swirling wind. So when you do get down in there, it's like they can catch you pretty quick down there,
Yeah, and maybe they feel safe.
Yeah.
They feel safer moving because there's so many opportunities to screw the hunter.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, man. We've been on here for an hour. I don't want to take all your afternoon up here. So
well,
if you guys,
thanks a lot for having me.
Oh yeah. Go. You guys is obviously you're always in the description below your latitude is. So and then go check out Grit and everything you guys got going on at Latitude.
Yeah. Thanks to everybody for listening. And if you watch the show, we really appreciate it. Like I said, the guys work so hard on that show. So thanks a lot for watching and good luck to everybody this year. Can't believe it's November.
I know.
Almost.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks, Alex.